Welcome back to Twin Cities Sports Talk. It's been yet another dismal week in Minnesota sports. Daniel, how are you doing?
I'm doing real good. I'm doing really good. Glad to hear that you're suffering.
Yeah, kind of a running theme now at this point. So the Wild weren't doing bad. I mean, had a bad loss to start off at home against Chicago or Colorado. My bad. They bounced back in the next game, went to Colorado, lost the next one, and now they have 4 games postponed because of COVID. You hate to see it. And then the Wolves are the Wolves. They stink at basketball. Not too much on the Vikings front. We'll talk potential Kirk Cousins to the Niners trade. All right, Twins, they've re-signed Nelson Cruz. They signed Alex Colomé, nice reliever to help bolster that bullpen. And then, Twins do need to go get some more pieces. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And, of course, we have Super Bowl 55 coming up for the Chiefs win because I can't stand Patriots and Brady stands over here in New England.
Shut up! You live in New England.
Yeah, that's why all of you are insufferable.
Shut up! You people are insufferable. Imagine being a Vikings fan.
Yeah, it stinks.
Yeah, how's that 15-1 season going? How's Gary Anderson doing?
I don't like you.
No, I don't like you either. But, I'm here anyway.
And we thank you for that. All right, let's talk some Wild hockey right now for a little bit. The power play is still terrible. I mean, they were around 5% last I checked. It might have gone up. Kaprizov had a nice power play goal the other night in Colorado. Speaking of him, he is an incredible hockey player. I mean, you can really see that talent. He just makes plays every facet of the game, like poke checking, stick handling, shooting. He is such a fun player to watch, and I finally got to watch him because they had a nationally televised game. What do you know?
Hockey SMH. If only they knew how to market.
Look, shut up. So, injuries,
shut up. You would L.
They're starting to lose a bunch of key pieces on that team. Obviously, Fiala got suspended for a hit. That suspension would have ended, we're recording this Thursday, it would have ended tonight, but then COVID happened. And then they had a few other injuries. Spurgeon went down late in the last game they played. I believe Foligno also got hurt, or he was placed on the COVID list. One of the two. But then they've just had Dumba got hurt. That's the guy I'm thinking of. My bad. And that injury looked brutal. That knee injury. Hopefully he can come back because.
What did you take it? Skate to the knee, or what did he do?
No, I think he got his skate tangled up with someone else, and his knee bent in a weird way, kind of like mine did on 3 separate occasions.
Tough, ain't it?
Yeah, it's real tough.
How we doing, A-Rod?
But then they had 5 players, including Joel Eriksson-Ek. I want to say Jordan Greenway was on that list too. So they have had a rough go with the COVID and injury bug here. Hopefully they need to get some of these guys back because, that Western Conference is division. It is so bad. You have Vegas, Colorado at the top. The Wild are even hanging tight there with the Blues. But, after those 4 teams, you just have dumpster fires of organizations. The Kings haven't been that bad, but, the Sharks, the Ducks, the Coyotes, they are just awful.
The Sharks
franchises.
are lethal, bro. What are you talking about? Sharks are lethal. They killing it.
They're killing the ratings. Let's put it that way.
How is hockey's ratings compared to other sports?
I have no idea.
Just kind of mid.
I've heard that they are not great for the ratings of shows like this, so we probably shouldn't lead off with it, but they're the only good team in the state right now, so I feel like we have to.
I wouldn't say good. I'd say they have talent.
No, they're good. Hey, they have a playoff spot right now.
Right now? How many weeks left in the season?
You know what? Still have a much better shot than the Wolves.
That's because it's okay. No. You can't pull that card. 2 different sports completely. 2 different organizations, 2 different owners. Shut up.
We're talking about teams in the state here. I can definitely make that comparison.
Care. You chose to be a Minnesota sports fan. You're not even from Minnesota.
You know what? My family is, So I'm going.
My family. Be quiet.
Look, you root for the Cowboys, and your mother is from Texas.
Because I happen to be attending a school in Texas. All right, where were we? Talking to Carl Anthony Towns slander. I like this.
Carl Anthony Towns. I will not slander that man. Hopefully he's back soon. I have a prediction about that later.
He's
but
gone
I mean,
through a lot this season already, but
he
at the same
has
time,
gone
it's just
through
like,
quite a bit.
dude, how is he that? How is a center that important to your team?
Well, not only that, but D'Angelo Russell is not good without him. Like, I don't know. I don't. He just takes bad shots without Cat there. I don't know if Cat boosts his confidence or gives him an outlet to pass the ball to or what. But there's just something about his game when Cat is on the court versus when he isn't. And I mean, it is a striking difference.
I mean, synergy in basketball is arguably the most important element of the team. Like,
yeah, and I mean,
go ahead.
I'll go back to dumping on Ryan Saunders because I love that so much. The D'Angelo Russell-Ricky Rubio pairing, I believe, is a minus 25 per 100 possessions. No, that doesn't make sense. There might have been. I forget if it was plus minus or points per 100 possessions. It was 25 either way. That's not good. Not good. Terrible pairing. It is not working. I don't know why he keeps doing it in the fourth quarter, mind you. They blew a 16-point fourth quarter lead the other night, I'm pretty sure. So the team has been just god-awful. Ryan still can't coach the team. But looking on the bright side, Malik Beasley's having a nice little run here. Anthony Edwards looks like he's starting to figure out the NBA, starting to, grow into his own.
The NBA.
Hey, he's a rookie. He has to do that.
I know he's a rookie, but that don't even matter.
You know who's not going to figure out the NBA? Ryan Saunders.
Ryan Saunders, yeah.
I mean, just looking at our notes here, I wrote last week, the team is straight up booty. That's still there this week. Nothing has changed for this team. I mean, there's not much to talk about. They're just a god-awful franchise. I don't know if you remember this, Daniel, but when when it was announced that Glenn Taylor was going to sell the team, I think I posted that and I had a caption saying, God is good. I still feel that way, but it's not sold yet.
No kidding.
He needs to sell the team. Look,
How old is the dude? 80?
Too old.
Too old
to be making smart decisions. Look,
I think he's got Alzheimer's.
I think
he's got the Himes.
The NBA is close enough to expanding, and I think the two cities are kind of obvious at this point, Seattle and Vegas. But I think that they're close enough to expanding that the team isn't in too much danger of moving, because I think a new owner would give the team some time with Karl Anthony Towns. They would probably fire Ryan Saunders right away. Because
you really think that they're even eligible to move right now? Like, are they even in the market to do that?
Well,
say they do get a new owner. Moving a sports team, especially an NBA team, is like, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal.
In all fairness, I don't think many people would miss them. It's gonna be
still.
I
mean, that's the only sports only sports team in that market. I mean, they're in their own.
Completely, but the team has been so bad. I mean, there's arena's not that nice, Target Center. I mean, there's just so many problems with that franchise. They definitely do need a new owner, but I don't think they will move because of the what's the word?
Sorry, did you just change the subject of the Hornets? Need a new owner, need to move. Sounds like the Hornets with Michael Jordan.
But because of the incoming expansion to the NBA, I don't think the team is in too much danger of moving. I think if they had already expanded to 32 teams or there wasn't a expansion on the horizon, I think they would be a likely candidate to move because the team has been so bad for so long. Like, I think they've made the playoffs twice since I was born. I mean, they're just a terrible franchise. They don't have a nice arena to go to. I honestly, at that point, you want to look at what fan base do we have? and what fan base can we gain from moving it? If you move back to Seattle, you're going to have not only such a big market in that city alone, but also if you change the name back to the Supersonics, you're going to get so many people on that bandwagon.
I don't think they're going to move. I mean, look at.
I don't think they will, but
a really good parallel. I wouldn't say a really good parallel, but something that you could compare it to would be like Buffalo. Buffalo is like a young team. The Bills in the NFL. They're the only team. Well, they're not the only team in Buffalo. Like only the team in that market. But I mean, you got huge teams that are right next to it. You got the Jets. You got the Giants. Mind you, they suck. Not my point. The team hasn't won but one playoff game in 20 years, something ridiculous like that. It really comes down to I don't see them moving simply because one, the market that they're in right now, they're in their own league, and two, bad record doesn't mean that you're going to have to move.
You're missing the point.
And I'm saying that they're going to miss money if they move.
For the Bills, you have 60,000+ people packing into formerly New Era Field, jumping through flaming tables and throwing certain objects onto the field on game day.
Just built different.
That is a far cry from the 1,000 depressed Timberwolves fans walking into Target Center on game day.
I mean, has Seattle signed a contract yet to get an NBA team?
No, they're not officially expanding it, but I think everyone has a sense that they're going to at some point.
You brought up Vegas. If Vegas gets a team, that's like
Vegas is going to get it.
That's a really good sports market. Think about it.
I know.
I mean, that's a really good market to have.
I mean, the top.
Oakland.
Let me talk.
No. Go.
The top two candidates for an NBA team right now are Seattle and Vegas for a kind of obvious reasons at this point. Vegas is a budding sports market, and Seattle lost a team, and people are still upset about that. So, I mean, who else? Vancouver, maybe? Vancouver might need an NBA team, but
wait, what team did Seattle lose?
The Sonics to OKC.
The who?
The Supersonics. They went to OKC.
What the heck is that?
Are you dumb?
Never heard of him.
Okay, everyone can trash this man in the comments once again.
Who is that? What is that?
How have you? Okay, whatever. Moving on to baseball.
Soccer team? No. No, I need to look this up. Is this an NBA team?
Former.
When was the last time they were in a thing?
Kevin
2008.
Durant played for them.
I wouldn't know about that. Okay, so they moved. That makes sense. Tough, ain't it? Anyways. No, I was going to say, Vegas is like an absolutely bustling market. You got the Raiders who are, they're getting there. I believe in John Gruden. And the Knights are, they're not bad, are they? They're pretty good. I think they're actually really good this year.
In terms of points percentage, they're towards the top of the league, maybe top in the West Division. But they just had a few games canceled because of COVID, so their actual rank in the standings isn't as high.
I mean, apparently Derek Carr is a very hot commodity in the NFL right now. So if they can get a quarterback, imagine if they pick up Deshaun Watson. They won't, but if the Raiders pick up Deshaun Watson, mark my words, that would be the best sports market in the nation right now, easily. Bustling quarterback, solid running back.
Did you forget about LA?
I mean, LA is okay.
Did you forget about Tampa?
Tampa's good, but the problem with Tampa is that they don't really have a good basketball team right now, do they?
They don't have a basketball team.
Well, Florida in general.
I
mean, their best team would be
the Heat.
Miami, right?
I've tuned out of basketball.
No, it's not the Heat. It would be the Magic.
Are the Magic better than the? Hold on, I have to check this now.
I think so.
Keep talking.
No, I'm looking at the ratings right now.
Oh boy, wait. Oh, they're both terrible. What happened?
Oh, they do suck.
Poor
that's
Jimmy
unfortunate.
Butler. No, but Tampa specifically, I mean, didn't all three of their teams went to their respective championships in this past year? Bucks are playing the Super Bowl. Lightning won it. Rays lost to the Dodgers. And in terms of LA, the Lakers won, the Dodgers won, and the Rams just got Matthew Stafford. Granted, the Kings and Ducks are both terrible hockey teams, but they're also still a great city. And in terms of Vegas, I don't think putting Deshaun Watson on the Raiders helps that team all that much.
I wouldn't say to help, though. You know it would help their offense. But in terms of publicity, you get a superstar quarterback.
They're in the Chiefs division.
I know they're in the Chiefs division. I'm just talking about Vegas. Think about the marketing that they could do. Plus, you have Mark Davis as their owner.
For sure.
Be a money-making machine.
In terms of overall sports market, I still think LA, in terms of money generating, LA easily has.
Stafford is overrated.
They have. I don't care. They have 8 teams. 2 of them just won championships, and their football team has. I mean, they have potential rookie of the year on one team, another good quarterback on the other, as well as one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, but would you actually want to live in California? Realistically, would you want to live in California? That state.
What does that have to do with anything?
The state sucks. They have to pay a ton of taxes. Why do you think Kyler Murray chose not to play baseball?
Okay, we're moving on to baseball. Oh, nice segue.
Okay, no. Before that, we get into that, the contracts in baseball, you have to pay luxury tax, right?
What?
Luxury tax. When you sign a contract with a baseball team, because they have no cap hit, there's a tax for it, right? Called luxury tax.
I have no idea. I know there's a luxury tax in basketball. I've never heard that used in baseball. Look
it up, because that's a big thing. Why do you think Mike Trout was signed for such a long time and only really made like half that money? There's a luxury tax.
Okay. Twins, they re-signed Nelson Cruz to a nice little Was it 1-year deal? I have to look now. They also signed reliever Alex Colomé to a 1-year deal with a 2nd-year option. He is a nice guy to bolster the bullpen. And yes, Nelson Cruz is now on a 1-year deal. So the Twins are making some nice moves. I think they do still need to go get a starter in there. I don't think they're in the mix for Trevor Bauer, but I think you've heard James Paxton's name thrown out there, Tanaka before he went to Japan. So they are still in the mix. And then, obviously, you had Rosario signing with Cleveland, which stinks. He's going to be a thorn in their side all of next year, but it's kind of what you get. And I'm not saying you should have kept him because you have so many prospects just waiting for their chance. Alex Kirilloff is going to be in the outfield, and he's going to be a good player. Should be. Which, on that topic, kind of stinks for Royce Lewis because, you were waiting for Polanco to leave so he could get his chance at short. And then not only do you keep Polanco, you also sign Simmons. So now you have a ton of depth in that middle infield. I don't know where Royce is going to get his chance. Like, at this point, do you think of trading him to get someone? How you doing, Daniel? I've just been talking here for like 5 minutes. I haven't said a word.
No, I haven't said a word because I'm doing research on luxury tags.
You're seeing how wrong you were?
I literally put it in the chat, dimwit. Look.
Oh.
Luxury tag is called competitive balance tax. It's around 20% of their contract.
Huh. Okay.
So,
well,
for the future athletes, just don't move to California because you got to pay taxes on your money. Way more than any other any other state in the country.
Okay, well, moving on to football. But did we talk football? We did a little bit.
Briefly. Very briefly.
Let's talk about the Kirk to the San Francisco 49ers trade theory.
What's the theory? To explain.
Well, essentially, Shanahan was Kirk's. He was either, I want to say, quarterback's coach in Washington for Kirk's time there. And then, obviously, Shanahan went to Atlanta, blew the lead in the Super Bowl, and then to San Francisco. Kirk went to Minnesota. So the general idea of that trade would be Kirk and Jimmy flip. San Francisco 49ers also send picks over because Kirk is obviously better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, breaking news. Raiders have re-signed Nathan Peterman, the GOAT, to a 1-year contract extension. Let's go.
But then if you're the Vikings and you do that, I don't think you do that with the intentions of having Jimmy G start for you week 1. I think you would plan on flipping him along with those extra first-round picks for, I don't know, maybe some other quarterback that wants out of a certain Texas city. Wonder who that could be.
See, I'm not sure. Have you seen the three-way trade rumors between Washington, was it Minnesota as well, and then the Texans?
I've seen Minnesota, Houston, Washington. I've seen take out Washington, throw New England. But it's basically sending Deshaun to Minnesota, a ton of picks to Houston, and then Kirk to that third team, whether it be Washington, New England, or who knows.
I've also seen it where Deshaun gets sent to Washington, and then Minnesota trades for a bunch of first-round picks. Yeah, they trade like a bunch of first-round picks to. So the way the trade works is that Deshaun goes to Washington. Washington sends several picks to in return for Watson, and then Houston trades like 2 first rounds for Kirk Cousins.
Huh. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that either because Kirk is not a top 10 QB, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's just a bunch of these Instagram accounts doing it, man. I mean,
yeah, I haven't seen that one. I've seen it the other way, which would make more sense for I think everyone involved. Because if you're trading away Deshaun Watson, you're not trying to compete; you're trying to blow it up. I think at that point.
I feel like if Deshaun even gets traded, it's going to be a minimum 2 firsts, minimum 2 seconds.
No, minimum 3 firsts.
You think 3 firsts? It's not. He's not Ricky Williams. You remember the Ricky Williams trade,
Didn't Matthew Stafford get 2 firsts?
He got 2 firsts and something else.
Yeah,
like
Deshaun's getting at least 3 firsts.
I don't think trade. Why is trade capital so expensive nowadays? Compared to the way it used to be, Deshaun would have been like 10 years ago. Deshaun would have been worth like a first and a second. That's it.
Look, the game has changed from 10 years ago. The game is shifting to young, mobile quarterbacks. And
Deshaun isn't a runner first. He's not a runner first.
I'm not talking about running quarterbacks. I'm talking about quarterbacks who can move around in the pocket, the opposite of Kirk Cousins.
Kirk is a traditional pocket presence guy.
Yeah, and that's what the league is shifting away from because they have to sit there, and then you need to have an offensive line in front of them to block because otherwise they're going to sit back there and die, which is what happens.
Look at Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, is what, 44?
He's still 44? More mobile than Kirk Cousins.
No, he is not. The man ran like a 4.28, buddy. Come on now.
He can move in the pocket and sense pressure.
Who, Brady?
Yes.
Sure, he can adjust himself, but Aaron Rodgers is more mobile than Brady.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Brady's the most mobile quarterback ever. I'm saying, for obvious reasons, I would much rather have Tom Brady than Kirk Cousins.
Even at 43-year-old Tom Brady, you take over.
Yes, I would take 43-year-old Tom Brady over Kirk. Actually,
Brady did throw 40 touchdowns and over 4,000 yards this year.
Yeah, well, he had Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, A.B., Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones,
He's also 43 years old. With a decent O-line, not great.
Yeah,
I'd take Minnesota's O-line over Tampa Bay.
I don't know about that. Depends who you're going against. If you're going against the Lions, sure. If you're going against the Rams, you're going to die. Simple.
Do you see that Patricia said that, or not Patricia, excuse me, that Stafford said that he wanted to go literally anywhere but New England because of New England re-signed Matt Patricia. That was one thing that he told. Yeah, he told the Detroit Lions organization, anywhere but the Patriots. I guess that just goes to show how much of a crappy coach he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he did suck. No, it's just the way it is.
All right, so moving on to our picks for this week. I had a fantastic week last week, 3 for 3 on what came off the board. Kaprizov did score a goal. I believe he scored 2 against – were they both against Colorado? No, one of them against the Kings. One of them was on the power play too. The Wild did win. I believe they won 2 games this past week. And Matthew Stafford did get traded, and it did involve a first-round pick.
It wasn't worth it. Let's be honest.
It got 2 first-round picks.
Watch it be nah. He was only worth like 1 and 2 second-rounders, I would say. Not what they traded for him.
Well, anyways, I'm up to 15 points. My overall percentage goes up to 500. Daniel, nothing came off the board for you. You're still at 18 points, 750 shooting. You're having a great year so far, but after today, we're not having any game picks. So, I should make a strong comeback because you can't make predictions. All right.
Don't care. Still don't
I'll
care.
start. We're both picking Super Bowl winners. Chiefs are gonna win it all.
I smell cap. I smell cap.
Look, I have so many predictions revolving around that. I need it to happen.
It's not happening though. They've already played once, and the Chiefs almost lost that game. Mind you, that was when the Bucs were having their rough stretch, where they were like 6-5 at the time.
The Chiefs did not almost lose that game earlier in the year.
It was only like a 6-point game, right?
Yeah, because the Bucs scored some points in garbage time.
Don't matter.
Okay.
Spread says otherwise. But think about it. Brady's played against Mahomes so many times in the playoffs, and he's only lost to Mahomes in the playoffs. Never.
Okay, well, that's
what makes you think it's gonna. Why are you doubting Tom Brady, the man that doesn't need to be doubted? Why are you doubting him?
You know what? Make your pick.
Give me the Patriots plus 7. Not the. Did I just say the Patriots? Give me the Bucs plus 7. God, that came out weird. I'm so used to them being in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. All right. We don't need that.
0-4. Get out of here. Hurts, doesn't it? Hurts, doesn't it?
Karl Anthony Towns will have
that Minnesota pack.
Karl Anthony Towns will have a double-double in his first game back.
You know what? I'm going to give you a new prediction. Karl Anthony Towns gets hurt in the next 2 weeks.
What do you want me to take off?
Nothing. Just add that sucker on there.
No, you're only having 5 predictions. What do you want me to take off?
Don't matter.
So I can pick one?
Get rid of the Celtics one. Give me the Karl Anthony Towns
No.
hurt in the next 2 weeks.
I want. You know what? That's a
no. I get
pick.
to pick. Get rid of the Celtics one.
Okay. All right.
You would L. Guarantee that man is off the court because he can't stay on it. That's like a 3-pointer though.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. Hold on.
Watch him get COVID a second time.
That's not an injury though.
That don't matter. I'm saying he misses a game in the next.
No. It has to be hurt.
No. The viewers are gonna be pissed at you.
Okay, do you want me to say hurt/COVID? Because if he just misses a game for rest, that's gonna drop that.
Yeah, hurt/COVID.
Okay, all right.
In the next 2 weeks, man catches COVID 2 times.
That's to clarify. That's COVID after he recovers from the current COVID he has.
I thought he doesn't have it anymore.
No, he still has it. He's going to.
But he played with COVID?
No,
he hasn't played yet.
He has. My prediction is whenever he comes back, he's going to have a double-double in that game.
That's fair.
So we're saying he gets COVID for a second time after he comes back within 2 weeks of coming back.
Either getting hurt or gets COVID, one of the two.
Okay, well, that's gonna.
Or both.
That's both. You know what? That's probably gonna miss the backboard altogether. If I'm being honest with you.
It ain't no air ball. Get out of here. You can't play basketball for your life.
Neither can you.
You're
like 4 feet tall.
I'm like 5'9" now. You know that, right?
All right. My next prediction, Kirill Kaprizov is going to win the Calder Trophy. I think he's a front runner right now. But shut up. What's your next pick?
What is my next pick? That's a great question. Brady has at least 350 passing yards. I think that's a reasonable pick.
Yeah, I'd say so. Sticking with the Super Bowl theme and actually with the Bucs, I'm going to say that Robert Gronkowski will score at least a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Robert Gronkowski. Are you on a first name basis with Gronk?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Should I refer to him as Robert for next week's show?
He's not R. Kelly. No. Robert.
I'll just call him Bob. Bob Gronkowski.
Bob Gronkowski.
All right, your next pick.
Mahomes gets at least 1 interception. I like that pick. We smoking that Mahomes back this week.
Yeah, and then we'll smoke the Bucs and get a second Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
My last prediction for this week, the Chiefs are going to score more second half points than first half points. They've been kind of consistent in doing that all year. They've gotten off slow starts. That take that Miami game, for example, started off really poor, came back in the second half, and then just killed the Dolphins. So I have faith that the Chiefs are going to really turn it on in that second half of the Super Bowl because they just have the ability to do that. Your last pick?
My last pick is that Mahomes gets minimum 30 rushing yards, which I think isn't too far-fetched. Well, I mean, he only averages like 20. So,
We can barely hear you.
Hi. How about now?
All right. Hey, you're still kind of quiet, but that's going to do it for the show. Hope you all enjoy the Super Bowl. Hopefully the Wild can fix their COVID problems. Hopefully the Wolves can get Cat back. And hopefully Daniel's wrong and he doesn't get hurt.
He's getting hurt or COVID, one of the two.
He's not getting hurt.
Bro, right. We spoke of that. We spoke of that Minnesota sports pack, just in general.
Enjoy your week, everybody. We'll be back here on Wednesday.
Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Bucks.
Shut up.